Hello and welcome back to the Four Horsemen. My name is Paul, representing Diecast Graveyard. Myself, along with Andrew from Maple Leaf Customs, Skip from Crossroad Diecast Speed Shop, and Tom from Spork Syndicate make up the Four Horsemen, as well as our guest horseman, Kuda Cole from Kuda's Diecast Customs, make up this month's version of the Four Horsemen. This month's theme is Mopar, and nothing says Mopar better than Richard Petty. So this month here, we're going to redo a Superbird car in the Richard Petty livery. I've always wanted to do this car, so I decided that this was going to be my tribute to the king. Now, the Superbird was only run for a couple of years, but I'll tell you what, when this car was going, there's nothing that could beat it, and it did hold the speed records for many, many, many years. So here's the car that I'm going to use, this premium Superbird, and we're going to strip it down and get it ready for some beautiful Richard Petty colors and some decals. Now I'm going to keep using the wheels on the bottom. It's got a metal base. It's actually got a roll cage in there, which is really cool. So this build is going to be fantastic. Go ahead, sit back, grab your favorite adult beverage, and join in today as we do this tribute to Richard Petty. Let's go.
It's time to start the autopsy.
Here we have the premium Superbird. Let's take the car apart. Now, I like this one because it's got a metal base, and I love working with a metal base. Here's the body. Now, this is a premium paint job, so you may have to soak it more than once in your paint stripper. But it's all a beautiful piece there. Again, the metal base. We're going to keep those tires. That's excellent. Here's your interior with the roll cage. That looks pretty cool. And, of course, you got your glass. Let's move on.
Meanwhile, back in the graveyard.
I soaked it in the stripper, cleaned it up, and then soaked it again. I let it set for approximately a day. Like I said, this premium paint jobs have a hard time coming off with these citrus strips sometimes. Let's move on. We got the body all painted with primer. Here I'm going to use Chroma Air from Spray Gunner. Now this paint is a ready-made, put it in the airbrush, ready to spray. Now I recommend using a 0.5 needle with this because the medium is a little bit thicker. And if you have any questions on that, just get a hold of me in the comments because I read every single one and will get you the answers that you need.
I love how the moonlight shines over the mausoleum.
I've let the paint dry for a minimum of about 4 hours. Actually, it's still a little bit shiny here, but we're going to let that set for about at least 4 hours. Preferably overnight is better for this operation. Let's go ahead and move on. Here I printed up my decals. Now, if you want decals like this, check out my webpage, diecastgraveyard.com. Now, if you want decals like this, and I've got a whole bunch of other ones on there for you to check out, there's new stuff going up daily. So check out my decals at diecastgraveyard.com. They are true white toner decals, which means you can put them on any color car, which is good for you because it's up to you to select the paint job that you want. But please check it out. Now, when I cut out my decals, I try and make the decals so they go on in one piece, especially on the sides like this. Now, some of them you may have to cut apart, depending on the location of them, etc. But like I said, I try to make my decals so when you cut them out, you can apply them in one piece, just like you saw me do there. Get you a nice wet Q-tip, preferably with some Instaset there, and you can put these on there. Microset is what I normally use here, but there's a couple of other brands out there. Now, if you want something a little bit stronger, you can use the Microsol, but you really need to be careful with that because the Microsol will actually melt and soften up the decals. And if you're not careful, you will ruin them. So please be careful. Once you get it where you want to, go ahead and blot out the fluid or any air bubbles you have in there, and then smooth it out. If you're getting anything out of this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and mash that like button. That really helps me set up some content for you. And it'll let me know that you're watching my videos, and I'll do my best to produce some new ones for you. Get your decal all smoothed out. Now let's do the roof. Wet it up with your microset, excuse me. Now I designed these decals myself so they don't look like anyone else's. And anything on the sides of the car, your sponsor logos like Union 76 and Champion and like that, I went in and meticulously made sure that the decals I picked, or the designs I picked, were nice and clean and crisp, so they're not all fuzzy and everything. Smooth it out with your Q-tip. Get all the lines and the bubbles out of it. And then wipe it down with a dry Q-tip. This will take away the excess fluid. Now you may see a line or two here, but a lot of that is going to smooth out when we put the clear coat on. Get your microset. Rub it down really good, of course. Now I have those decals sitting in my water on a sponge. That way they're not going to float away on you, so be careful there. Decal started to curl underneath the paper. There we go. Make sure it's good and wet. You'll be able to move them around really easy. It'll take a little bit of smoothing out, but you'll get it. They start to dry up a little bit, just add some more fluid to it. Here I would recommend the numbers on the headlights. I would cut those out and put them on separately, and then maybe the hood decals separately also. But hey, it's a live and learn thing. Now normally when I have my decals, I'll make up a couple sets. That way there, if I screw up, then I've got room to go ahead and do some improvements if I need to. Or if I screw one up by ripping it or wrinkling it or whatever, then at least I'll have another set in order to do this. But that's up to you. There you go, get her all smoothed out. That's looking great. Now you can overwork these things, so please be careful, okay? Once you get it where you want it and it's all smoothed out, leave it alone. If you keep messing with it, you're gonna mess it up, and I promise you, because I've done it and I still do it. Just once you get it where you want it, leave it alone. Let's move on to the next step.
Meanwhile, back in the graveyard.
After the decals dried, I put down some beautiful Diecast Graveyard Clear Coat, which you can also find at my website when you go to look at those decals, and they will make your car look like glass. The body turned out great. Here's the base. We didn't do anything to that. That's fantastic. Here's the windshield, and here's the interior. Let's go ahead, put everything together, and give my creation life.
Do you hear me? Give my creation life!
Here's what we started with. This premium Hot Wheels Superbird. Now this car by itself is absolutely beautiful, but I wanted to do something different, and it is the Mopar theme. Now make sure you check out all the builds by all the people that participated in the Four Horsemen build. Now, when you do this, you don't have to have a YouTube page. If you've got an Instagram page or a Facebook page or whatever, even if you don't, okay? Go ahead and participate in these Four Horsemen builds. Send us a glamour shot on the last day of the month, okay? And we'll put it in our recap video. And we just want to draw attention to yourself, and also it'll pressure you a little bit to come out of your comfort zone to get a little bit better. And here's what we ended up with. The car turned out absolutely amazing. I'm very happy with the way the car turned out, the way the decals turned out, and the way everything else looks on this car. Now, like I always say, folks, you can do this too. Just grab you some main lines and start taking them apart and painting them and getting some decals and like that, and make them look really, really fancy. Now again, my fellow horsemen, Andrew, Tom, and Skip, check out their videos for the Four Horsemen, and all the other folks that participate are folks that participate a lot, like Somo Diecast Ron, and Santa Slow Dog, and Grinch Witch, and Gargoyle's Den, and Black Eagle Diecast, etc. These people do fantastic. Radio Flyer, these guys do great. But have a great time, and let's have some fun. Make sure you submit your glamour shots to fourhorsemendiecast@gmail.com. Again, they're due at the very end of the month, unless we have a special build and we got something coming up on that right away. Make sure that it's on a white background, 16:9 high definition glamour shot. Make sure it's clear, it's not fuzzy and everything. And if you have a logo, send us that too. Like I said, we want to promote you, your YouTube channel, your Facebook page, whatever you have. Even if you don't, like I said, we want to give you credit where credit is due for your amazing build. And we look forward to you participating in these Four Horsemen builds. Our next build coming up is National Redline Day, which is the 18th of May. Now, I did put on the schedule by accident the 14th of May, but if that's not a problem, just get it to us by the 18th of May and participate in National Redline Day. Take an old red line, a black wall, whatever, rebuild it, refurbish it, make it look cool, whatever you want to do, but please participate in National Redline Day and share it with the Four Horsemen. I want to thank you today for participating and watching the Four Horsemen videos. This was a great build, and I had a lot of fun. I look forward to seeing you on National Redline Day and at the very end of the month for Military Day. Have a great afternoon, and cheers.